Hello, I'm CJ Werleman, and in this episode, we reveal why a growing list of countries is banning Israeli tourists. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show. Now let's get into it. It's not too often that our program allows us an opportunity to report truly positive news. So when it comes, we celebrate. And today we are celebrating countries that are finally taking action against the Zionist state in the wake of a recent ruling by the International Criminal Court which found Israel guilty of committing genocide in Gaza. Indeed, the arc of the moral universe is bending once again towards justice and the Palestinian people, leaving Israel isolated and increasingly cut off from its Western allies. I mean, take Australia for instance, a country that has often competed with the United States and the United Kingdom to see who can kiss Israel's ass the hardest. It has not only taken a 180-degree turn against the Jewish state, but also a complete about-face towards Palestine, since the ICC issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and his officials. Australia is illustrative of why the ICC ruling is so devastating to Israel. It leaves no space for its Western allies to deny and downplay the Zionist regime's continual violations of international law and human rights. It's now a target in open water, which explains why Australia felt politically safe in finally recognising Palestinian statehood at the United Nations on December 4th.
Draft Resolution L40 is adopted.
Australia breaks ranks with the United States and Israel, voting to recognise permanent sovereignty of the Palestinian people over their natural resources in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, and of the Arab population in the occupied Syrian Golan.
We think this is a resolution.
Just 2 days earlier, Australia denied a tourist visa to a former Israeli justice minister on the grounds that her visit would incite hatred and disrupt social cohesion. A decision that provoked outrage in her home country, with Netanyahu declaring that Australia is no longer a friend of Israel. And with one disgruntled former justice minister accusing my country of anti-Semitism for refusing her visa.
Israel has expressed outrage at Australia's decision to deny a visa to its former Justice Minister Ayelet Shaked. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke confirmed the application had been rejected but failed to explain why. Ms Shaked was reportedly barred under belief she may vilify or incite discord in Australia.
10 days later, the Australian government went one step further when it moved to deny tourist visas to members of the Israeli armed forces who participated in the genocide of Gaza, which is a remarkable development for a country that has long been a staunch ally of the Zionist army. Today, all Israeli tourists are required to complete a 13-page form, which asks questions about their involvement in physical or psychological abuse, their roles as guards or officials in detention facilities, and whether they have participated in war crimes or genocide. Australia's top human rights lawyer explained the rationale behind his government's decision.
Who may, but I don't. So, I don't know whether it's one of the most moral armies in the world or not. But what I do have expertise in and what I do have an authority to do is make assessments of criminal conduct. And we've done that in relation to the recent events, and you can see that in the report. And the only conclusion you can draw is that the Israeli army is one of the most criminal armies in the world.
As an Australian citizen, I have never been prouder of my country than I am today, in slapping a shadow ban on Israeli visitors and recognising Palestinian sovereignty. It's just something I honestly never expected to see in my lifetime. But even better than that, Australia's changing policy reflects the attitudes of a vast majority of the country's population, of which has become increasingly supportive of the BDS movement. And while there are too many examples to cite, this story is illustrative of what I'm talking about. A Jewish radio presenter who was fired from her radio station for refusing to support Palestinian statehood. The space for Zionists to spread their hatred is forever shrinking because Australia has changed a great deal and for the better during the past year, which is also reflective of the change taking place throughout the world. You see, Israel has never been more hated and more despised than it is today, because it actually believed that mass slaughtering innocent men, women and children over the course of 15 consecutive months wouldn't make people rethink their attitudes towards Zionism and the Zionist state. This growing global antipathy towards Israel has not only forced the Israeli government to warn its soldiers from travelling abroad, but also forced Israeli soldiers on foreign vacations to flee in panic, out of concerns they will be arrested for war crimes. In fact, one soldier who was visiting Sri Lanka was warned to leave the country in December after he was identified and reported to local authorities by a pro-Palestinian group.
דרמה מורטי עצבים ומשמעותיים בישראל אתמול לאחר שמתברר שחייל צה"ל בשירות פעיל שנמצא על אדמת סרי לנקה מאותר על ידי ארגון פרו-פלסטיני שמצליח להצליב בין תמונה שהוא מעלה לרשתות החברתיות לבין תמונה שהוא העלה בעבר מהשירות המבצעי שלו בעזה. אנחנו מדברים כאמור על חייל בשירות סדיר, ואותו ארגון בשם הינד רג'ב פאונדיישן מזהה שהוא על אדמת סרי לנקה, מיד הוא מעלה לרשתות החברתיות, אותו ארגון, תמונה של אותו בחור לכאורה מתגאה בכך שהוא הרג אזרח פלסטיני, ואותו ארגון פונה לרשויות בסרי לנקה ודורש, תעצרו את הבחור הזה, את החייל הזה, תלונה מוגשת גם ל-ICC, אפילו האינטרפול מקבל התראה.
Only Israel could be arrogant enough to believe its arrogance and violence would never go unpunished. Its genocidal actions have painted a target on the back of every one of its citizens, given mandatory military service makes every Israeli citizen a current or former soldier. For this reason, the island archipelago nation, the Maldives, has joined Algeria, Bangladesh, Brunei, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Malaysia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Yemen in banning Israeli tourists.
We also believe that violation of a right by any country, large or small, rich or poor, with powerful friends or not, must not be tolerated. This is why the ongoing massacre, the genocide by Israel in Gaza is a travesty of justice and the international system. The repeated destruction of homes, hospitals, schools, humanitarian infrastructure, the repeated cycles of killing of men, women, children, babies, thousands upon thousands. The world is struggling to process the deaths of so many civilians in Gaza, and now Israel raids Lebanon.
Beyond the state level, individuals are boycotting and banning Israelis at the local level, like one restaurant owner in Vietnam did recently, when he refused service to Israeli customers because of the genocide in Gaza.
Myself, I not accept for your country people here. No. I don't work now. Oh, you're kicking out my wife and kids? Free Ballot Town. We just welcome the human, animal, even dog and cat only.
Anything else? Anything else you want to say?
Welcome human and dog and cat only.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Am I considered a human for being Jewish? Am I considered a human?
Go.
You go.
What?
What do you say?
Tell me that Israel's sending bombs. Careful your kids, because Israel's going to send a bomb.
Oh, should we run away now?
You should keep working.
Because bombs are coming.
Yeah. Be carefully, the baby here not safe. The bomb not automatic, no fly the baby.
2 weeks ago, the Norwegian national football team announced its decision to boycott its scheduled World Cup qualifier game against Israel, citing the country's war crimes and human rights abuses. But speaking of football, it's critical that more countries move to ban Israeli tourists, given the violence, racism and mayhem they bring to their host countries, as illustrated by the appalling behaviour of visiting Israeli football fans in Amsterdam 2 months ago. These are not isolated examples, but rather representative of a broader pattern in which Zionists are inciting violence and committing actual acts of violence while on vacation in foreign countries. Like the guy you're watching here, who assaulted Japanese pro-Palestine supporters in Tokyo last week. The anti-racist group Stop Arab Hate tracks hate crimes committed by Zionists against Arabs in the West. Its Twitter page is replete with dozens of daily instances in which Zionists have attacked Palestinians online and offline. So while on one hand, it's encouraging that so many countries are moving to ban Israeli tourists from their shores, the other hand suggests more action is needed from many more countries. And to that end, Australia offers a template to its Western democratic allies in banning Israeli leaders and questioning those who have recently served in the Israeli military. But stronger actions are required, given genocide allegations against Israel are no longer in dispute. There's just simply no place in a democratic society for those who commit crimes against humanity or support crimes against humanity or the ideology that underpins them. In other words, Zionism does not belong in the modern Western world. But that's my time for today. I look forward to reading your comments, and I wish you and your loved ones a blessed 2025. But please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask you please support our effort to expose and confront injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJWillerman. We can't produce, sustain and grow this show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, and stay blessed.